If you have multiple LUTs and want to take the contrast from one and the color palette from another, it's easy to do in just a few clicks. First, create parallel nodes and apply LUTs. Then, select the color composite mode on the node where you want to use the color palette, and choose the luminosity composite mode on the node where you want to use the contrast. Don't use the standard hue knob if you want to change only the hue. The standard knob also changes saturation since it rotates colors within the RGB color space. Look at this example. The red point on the vector scope should move to the same position in magenta if we only changing the hue, but it doesn't. To fix this, change the node's color space to HSV, disable channels 2 and 3 representing S and V, and then adjust the hue correctly using the offset wheel. For beautiful film-like saturation, don't use the standard saturation adjustment, instead, follow the same steps as before, but disable channels 1 and 3, keeping only channel 2 active for saturation in the HSV color space. Now you can adjust subtractive saturation using the gain wheel. To save time, don't change the node settings every time you want to use this HSV trick. Save it as a power grade by taking a still from the clip with the HSV node and moving it to the power grade folder. This way you'll have access to this preset from any project within the same database. Before trying to find an answer on a technical question of DaVinci in Google, look inside the DaVinci Resolve reference manual. The internet is full of different opinions of different people, but you need true knowledge. Look, the color spaces are a rabbit hole. Here I'll provide a brief answer that you can quickly apply if you are on a tight deadline. For more detailed information, check the links in the description. If you are an experienced colorist with a deep understanding of color science, feel free to write a more accurate solution. In project settings, choose Rec 709 Gamma 2.2 as the output color space. On the render page, select text Rec 709 Gamma 2.2. Check the links for the explanation. This method has worked for me and many other colorists. Note that Gamma Shift is a macOS issue for web deliverables like YouTube and Vimeo. Do color grading using your screen's native color space in project settings, and switch to the required color space only before rendering. This approach ensures you accurately see the output colors. However, if you can adjust your monitor settings to match the color space of the target screen, do so. For example, on my MacBook with an XDR display, I switch to the HDTV video preset for SDR deliverables and select Rec 709 Gamma 2.4 in project settings. High-level color grading suites have more stringent requirements. For details, refer to Netflix partner guidelines linked below. Color grading is an iterative process. Don't spend hours polishing one frame expecting great results. This approach often yields only mediocre outcomes. Instead, spend up to 60 seconds on a single frame and then move on. Chromatic adaptation of the eye is essentially complete after 2 minutes, meaning you can't evaluate your color grading as effectively as a viewer with fresh eyes. In this case, less is more. If you want to use shortcuts from other editing programs, use them. Open keyboard shortcuts and choose from the list. Learning not just how, but why will aid you in tackling new challenges and achieving artistic goals. Explore all the DaVinci tools on each page to see their individual and combined effects. Once you understand Resolve thoroughly, you can watch tutorials on other programs. Interested in compositing techniques in Fusion? Watch Nuke Masterclass. Want to learn more graphics in Fusion? Check out After Effects. Sound design in Fairlight? Look into Logic Pro, and so on. Focus on learning principles, not just methods. You are not the artist. You are a tool in the hands of the artist. The director is the artist. Keep your artistic ego for personal projects, or you may lose gigs. By the way, I also find this tip challenging sometimes. Engaging in sports benefits not only your health, but also your brain and creativity. You don't need a gym for this. You can exercise at home or even during work breaks. You will thank yourself in the future. For inspiration, check out these two calisthenics athletes on YouTube. Max True, a C++ programmer with several Guinness records in pull-ups and muscle-ups, and Wild Moose, a firefighter with Guinness records in push-ups and dips. Look at this. This is you, right in the reflection of your screen. Watching one more video while you could practice in what you really need, or send one more email offering your service, or apply to an internship or a job, or do whatever makes you closer to your big goal. Stop being a professional student and procrastinator. Be a real pro with experience, real-world expertise, with your own path of mistakes and achievements. Be the one who does not use trends of the past, but who creates trends of the future.